This is Bree Sutherland. I am in the Public Policy Advocacy for Social Change course this fall 2013 with Instructor and Public Defender Tom Tresser. Today I will be talking about a critical analysis of Rich Tafel's Huffington Post blog, At the Table Off the Menu, Nonprofit Advocacy in an Age of Budget Cuts. Rich Tafel's blog discusses the budget cuts that nonprofits and advocacy coalitions face in what he talks about as a new fiscal environment, this in his 2011 blog. I was surprised and a bit disappointed that Tafel suggests that rather than fighting back, nonprofits, instead of trying to fight to get more federal funding, that they should essentially just give up and adapt to the changed environment. To me, this contradicts what I have learned thus far in this course, in that change is made by people with a shared vision and motivation. Tafel said in his blog, "The truth is that neither old-style petitions nor new coalitions of various nonprofits fighting these entitlements will make much of a difference to events on Capitol Hill. Instead, each nonprofit must think of new advocacy strategies to enable it to thrive in this new fiscal environment." Tafel tells us that we should adapt to the new fiscal environment as it's inevitable. He suggests 5 advocacy strategies within this new change space. I disagree with him in many ways, and I think instead we need a plan C. But first, let's talk about what the 5 strategies he suggests are. The first he talks about is getting in the game. He mentions that nonprofits wait for funding to come to them last minute or where they're in a crisis-driven campaign, and it's often too late. He thinks that nonprofits, if wishing to succeed, they should get into the game before it's too late, and often nonprofits have funds that they are not spending while still seeking out additional funding. The second strategy he mentions is start right, move left. He talks about advocates enlisting Republicans early and moving from the right towards the left, as busy Democrats are more likely to back nonprofits that are showing their bipartisan support, because that's the only way of having a real chance of success. The third, ROI, return on investment. He discusses that nonprofits should try to act more like businesses in showing the ROI and results when seeking financial support. Fourth strategy, changing the incentives. It was interesting. I found a interesting article when I was doing my research, and it was on an organization called Opportunity Village, and it was a nonprofit that provides jobs and also daycare for severely disabled adults. So to me, this shows that, without this nonprofit, taxpayers would be impacted because the caregivers of these individuals may have to quit their jobs and go on public assistance, and find ways to care for these individuals. And it was a great organization that provided daycare services and also jobs in Las Vegas hotels, in putting coffee sets, etc., into the room, so it gives them a sense of pride as well as a place to go during the day so their caregivers can work. So showing demonstrating an example such as this to taxpayers is a way that it can change the incentive. And lastly, invest long term. He suggests that there are a lot of other great nonprofits that are competing for funds. And, contrary to stereotypes, political offices have many others in line, and you need to build great relationships in order to secure funds. In summary, I don't completely agree with Tafel's blog. I think that in order for nonprofits to have funding needed for advocacy efforts, there should be a plan C, a combination of the strategies that he mentions, but also nonprofits should not give up on federal funding and accept the new norm. The more we accept things the way they are, the less chance we have of change. I look forward to seeing the submissions on this topic for my classmates, and I've enjoyed learning with you all so far the past 4 weeks in this course, and I look forward to concluding the course next week in week 5. Thank you.